I got the tractor beam out of commission, or this is going to be a real short trip. Okay, hit
it! Hey everyone, happy, it's not Tuesday, Thursday?
Thursday.
Yep.
Thursday.
I had decent intentions of doing this on Tuesday, but I think Matt and I were both recovering from 4th of July weekend. He had like family stuff, like important things. I just worked like 80 hours, so that was my excuse for not doing this on Tuesday. But I'm trying to get into the habit now that we're not doing Kenobi live streams really early in the morning, of getting this back on track for at least every other week, bi-weekly. Don't have a lot of news, but certainly stuff that I felt warranted discussing. Again, I think I have like one Star Wars art print, unfortunately, but everything else is still pretty exciting, I feel like.
Yeah, good to be back. How was all you guys' 4th of July? Was it good?
Nice, low key.
Mine was not, and it was busy.
No, geez.
I worked way too much, but it was pretty good. I mean, someone started like a brush fire not too far from me, with all the fireworks, so there was that. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, the last 2 weeks, I'd say I've put in like way too many hours. But that's kind of starting to teeter off, thankfully. Because I feel like I haven't even been watching other people's streams like I usually do.
Right.
So I feel like I've kind of been disconnected from the rest of the world. Therefore, that might be why I feel like I'm missing some art print news this week. So I told Matt and Jason right about the time Jason said, "Oh shit," because he just super glued his fingers together. And I just keep laughing at that. I probably missed some like important art print news that I feel like I was screenshotting stuff or saving things on my phone, but then when I looked at them afterwards, I'm like, wait, there's not nearly as much news as I thought. So they'll probably interrupt me if there's something that they can think of, or if anyone's in the chat and you think of anything or you know of any art print news, feel free to bring it up and maybe we could just pull it up on the fly.
Cool.
But we can go ahead and get started because I don't remember what I had up front. Oh, so I thought he would announce how many he's sold. And what's funny is it was timed initially. I say initially because if I was on the website today, it looks like these are still available. I know rainbow isn't everyone's bag, or unicorns for that matter. And I mentioned on group therapy, I have his original one that's silver. But the proceeds do go to charity. I think it ended up being shipped to the United States like $77 for me. So that's not bad at all, and something that I would probably donate to a children's hospital anyway. So 100% of the proceeds went to the Sheffield's Children's Hospital charity. So like I said, I think they're supposed to sell them up until July 3rd. But when I went on the website today, it looks like you can still order it. I don't know if they maybe refund you or cancel your order, but it looked like you could still click on pre-order and order this. And he hasn't announced how many were made. I know he said he would not do more than 2,000 of these. He did say this is the most popular ornament, as he calls them, that he's made, which is fantastic for the charity. But bravo to anyone who ordered these. I had some people message me that they were able to grab them, and appreciated like supporting one of my favorite artists and also excellent charity.
I grabbed one thanks to you.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it until you shared, and I was excited to get one.
Yeah, they just feel great. Like, especially if you're wanting to give this as a gift, it feels very substantial. Like there's a lot of thought put into these. And I have the first one you did. I've heard that they keep getting better. Whereas mine, the legs aren't exactly 100% even, so it does have a little bit of a wobble to it. And apparently he fixed that on the second one, which was a more like blackened silver color as opposed to like something like this rainbow finish. So yeah, I thought this was cool. I am going to talk about a Matt Ferguson poster that was revealed this week, but I don't think it's going to get printed, which is a little unfortunate, but we'll get to
At
that
all, or
So lately, especially with Marvel, he's been doing like 10 of them as giveaways, and it's specific to Ogden, which is the theater chain, eighth theater chain in the
I
UK.
saw. Yeah.
So
Okay, I saw that.
I know for a fact that the one I'm going to show later, spoiler alert, is part of that. He's going to do 10 of them signed, framed, given away. That being said, they initially did that with a WandaVision print, and enough people asked for it that they just took the credit block off and printed it, as we all know, because I have that one. Do I have that? Yeah, I have that one. So I don't know if they would do that with Doctor Strange or this one, but of the two, I definitely want Doctor Strange in my collection. I really love that one. That one's fantastic. But next up, I'm devastated. I knew he was going to produce these, but I saw these like 9 hours after they had gone up and they had sold out already.
Oh, really? They went down that quick, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, CC, doesn't he put these things on his website and they stay on there for a while? I mean, you'd probably be able to get this on his website.
So this was on his website. It was not released through Bottleneck, and it's already sold out.
So hit him
And
up.
also marked up. They're sold out. So like he did, and what bothered me is I knew. So what had happened was he opened up commissions, like headshot commissions, and so someone was like, "I want a Michael Keaton Batman. I want a fuck. What was the other ones he did? Oh, some characters I don't appreciate. Hence, I don't remember. Oh, Walter White from Breaking Bad.
You don't like Heisenberg? Shame on you.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Like, I remember his because it was cool because it was a headshot. But then, kind of how like his suit kind of fades away into like paint drips. His turned to like crystal meth, like the blue crystals, and I thought that was really cool. But I haven't actually watched I don't think I watched anything more than the first season of Breaking Bad. But there are other characters. I think he did one that was like either Patrick Bateman from American Psycho or another horror movie character. I just can't remember for the life of me who it was. But this one I loved. And he was asking people what color variation they kind of preferred because he messes with these in Photoshop a little bit. I think I said I preferred the one on the right. But he put both of these up on his website. So the regular is the one on the left, and that was an edition size of 30. And then the one I liked was an edition size of 15. So he called that the variant. But I think because this one of all of the ones he kind of did like a lottery system where I think 5 or 6 people ended up like, hey, congrats, I'll do a commission for you, an original. And they were like, and one of them wanted this, Jack Nicholson Joker. And enough people appreciated the original that he was like, okay, I'll print a few of them and put them up on the website. So
this is sick.
I love it.
There's this weird thing that happens with Gabs where like if he does a release for one of the websites, right, like a month or 2 later, CC knows probably better than me, he'll release some APs, and those kind of sit around for a little bit, right? It's this weird thing. But then when he does release strictly on his website where it doesn't go to the main, Bottleneck or whatever gallery, they tend to sell it almost instantly. I've noticed a few of the drops that he does directly on the website. I had the same mentality of like, oh, they'll probably sit around for a little bit, and they just get snapped up with the quickness. Like they sell it super quick. But then it's weird because you can go and still get like Bib Fortuna or Orlando that's just kind of marinating for a little bit. It's a strange concept, but it makes sense. I mean, this is a perfect image. This reminds me of this town needs an enema.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's spot on.
Especially the right side, that actually has some life in his.
It's such a subtle difference too, but it looks fantastic.
It's super subtle, but it looks great.
I'm so upset. It was like a visceral reaction. Well, I was like sitting at work, like, oh my god, I completely forgot about this. I'm seeing the comments. Community Club, congrats on the Baroque portfolio. I don't own a Baroque portfolio yet, but I think I want to buy one just to compare it to the one I have, which is Atoya, which is like those are two most recommended brands. And then Sean, I do have just two SDCC. Am I saying that right? Yeah. So it felt like too many C's. Prints that are going to be Mondo booth exclusives. So we'll go over those.
I'm sure there'll be more and more that come out.
Yes.
So.
Because when is the actual convention?
It's the 20. It's
Oh, we've got plenty of time. Okay, yeah.
the 21st or 22nd, I think, something like that.
But yeah, so if anyone has one of these and you want to part with it, please hit a bitch up because I'm upset I missed out on these. But it's one of those things like if it's meant to be, it'll circle back around and I'll have the opportunity maybe one day to have this one. But
I think it's the 21st.
21st, okay.
Yeah,
this one's also sold out.
This one's nice.
I didn't see a lot of people talking about it. I've actually never heard of the place that was selling it. And it was not terribly expensive. I think it was $45. But the Secret Movie Club did this limited edition of 500. I don't think it said it was a screen print, and I'm just going off the assumption that it's a G-Clay. But it's 18 by 24, and I don't think it sold out instantly, but I think within a day or two it probably sold out.
I mean, this could easily be a screen print. There's not a whole lot of colors.
Yeah, but typically, if it is a screen print, I feel like they tend to say versus.
Yeah, they do point it out just to give it that.
Yeah, so it helps with their promoting, I guess, because there's far more work that goes into a screen print than a G-Clay, as we've discussed. But I haven't read any of the Hellboy comics, if I'm quite honest. But I really am a fan of Mike Mignola. I'm a big fan of like Gotham by Gaslight. And so I really liked this. We don't have enough Hellboy art anyway, like as far as prints go, screen prints, G-Clays. So I thought this was...
You're right, there's not a lot that circled about. On any of the movies, there wasn't
unless it was,
a lot.
We got lucky, was it earlier this year that Vice Press did that Hellboy 2, The Golden Army one that was commissioned by Guillermo del Toro, and the artist was Drew Struzan? Yes,
you're right on that. Yep.
That one was fucking gorgeous. Oh shit, that's probably what I should have posted. The foil on that looked amazing. The foil logo on the bottom, and I think that's probably what I was thinking about, and I forgot. Matt and Jason, I sent you a photo of what the foil is going to look like on the Dune print by Matt Ferguson, and that also looks really good. So if you want to see that, check out Matt yeah, because you don't see my messages, just like Jason. Okay. Check out, I think Matt Ferguson posted it on his Instagram or Twitter. So I thought this was cool. I haven't finished Stranger Things yet, but I know all of like the big things that happened. But this was part of a release with Bottleneck Gallery. There were others. So there was a Kevin Wilson Dracula print, and I think there's a Severance print. But this was my favorite of that bunch. So this was a G-Clay 18 by 24 limited edition of 100, and it sold, I think.
I was pretty cool.
Shocked of how fast it sold, but I really like Stranger Things. So I'm glad that they're like, we just got the season finale essentially, and they're already putting stuff out. So that was kind of cool. This is different. It definitely feels like a period piece appropriate to the show. Because go ahead.
Yeah, and anything Stranger Things right now. I mean, it's that they came at that Kate Bush song that was on. Yes,
it's always on the radio.
It went to #1 when that came out, and then Master of Puppets, when they played that in the finale, it went up to #1 as well. So like Stranger Things is just killing it with this season. So I think anything that comes out from them is going to be huge.
And this looks like something you'd see as like set design on the show too, which is like,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
In other Stranger Things news, I thought this was cool too. I probably should have split this up into multiple different slides, but Netflix teamed up with Butcher Billy, which I'm not familiar with, also not to be confused with Billy Butcher if you've been watching The Boys. But these are individual posters. I think they're based off of like each episode or most of the episodes.
Yeah.
Or a few, because I'm trying to think. Yeah. These are all titled after the episode.
Yeah, the episodes.
Each one's a chapter. You have the option. So they're posters. I don't think they're screen prints. They're probably just like typical kind of movie style posters, probably not on a thick paper if that's what you're expecting. But you could have the option of 18 by 24 or 24 by 36 on any.
Where are those?
I think it's on like Netflix, their shop.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they're the ones who've been
Really?
putting this
Netflix
out.
have a shop. That's interesting.
Yeah, do they
Yeah,
have a
like
shop?
I know, I don't think they do now, but I know HBO back in the day used to sell like Game of Thrones stuff when they had like a web store. I think they still do. It's just people
Yeah,
don't really
HBO has a pretty popular web store. With
Yeah,
some,
they
like,
do. Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
interesting collectibles.
kind of like Warner Brothers has a web store that not a lot of people know about, but he also did like t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. I really liked the one that's the chapter 5, the Hellfire Club, or 1. That's probably 1. With the hand. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, head on over to they've been putting it out there. So if I'm wrong and it's not on the web store, which I think I'm really sure it is, check out their Facebook because I've been getting a lot of advertisements for these.
Hold on one second.
Confirming it's on there.
Yeah, I'm just confirming. There you go.
Damn, that one at the massacre at Hawkins Lab is really nice. I just realized. With the Demogorgon coming through the wall.
You just pulled a Steve, man. Stop
Yeah,
that in the middle of the conversation and double check something.
Yeah, I just wanted to see because I don't know any. I didn't know they even had a shop. so
that is the shop.
This is kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they've got like collections of things, but they've got like, I mean, shit, you can put this thing on basically anything. They've got like sweatshirts and T-shirts, and you can get just the posters, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
$25 for the posters. Their paper thickness is 10.3 millimeters, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Paper weight is 5.57 ounces. Giclée printing quality. They give you a little bit of a rundown of what you're getting.
It's better than I was expecting.
Is that decent, Jason?
What?
The 10.3 mil paper thickness?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like a 210, 220 constant.
Yeah. So paperweight's 5.57 ounces. Yeah, it looks pretty.
Usually the high quality stuff is like a 320 GSM, but it's decent enough for the price.
Yeah, $25. Pretty cool.
One of those, yeah.
24 by 36 though. Damn.
What is it with these?
Or no. I think you have there should be another option to get that in an 18 by 24. I wonder if it's just somewhere else. I thought there'd be
it's got that vintage comic feel too. Look at the artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, dude. And I mean, all of these they're beautiful. Like seriously, they did a great freaking job on these.
Oh, it reminds me of Halloween Horror Nights because they did a Stranger Things house like 3 years in a row, and it was incredible.
I mean, geez,
that one's 18 by 24. So I think every single one, knock on wood, hopefully, you should have the option of 24 by 36 or 18 by 24.
Yeah, this is 18 by 24.
Oh, with the rainbow.
I wonder if they're just showing you the ones that are available. Or maybe not. Maybe you can. I don't know. Anyway, because I don't see a way to change the.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, they might have multiple options, but
mm-hmm.
I mean, really cool. Really
yeah.
cool. So.
And even like the fake folds on it.
Yeah.
Like you got it out of a magazine or a comic book.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It's got a very like 80s VHS horror movie vibe, like art cover of the VHS horror movies of the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, if people have seen it, they're gonna know exactly what's going on in all these. So, really cool.
Yeah, I like those a lot. So this is an artist that I've seen on my feed a lot, but understand that I don't think I'm 99.9% sure that none of these prints are licensed. So if you give a shit about that, this is probably not the content for you. But these are the releases she did for Montreal Comic Con, which went on this past weekend. So she said on her website that these would be available 1 week after the convention. So I'm assuming that that's going to be this weekend that these are going to pop up. And I also took a guess that this is 10 by 10 inches because her other kind of like helmet kind of series, which we'll see another one, is also 10 by 10. So if you're interested in these, the artist is Mary Bergeron, if I'm saying that correctly.
Okay.
And I thought this was cool. And I went down the rabbit hole looking at her previous work, and I saw a bunch of prints that were like long sold out and like son of a bitch. But I thought this was really, really neat. Especially for us helmet collectors. I think this would be like on the money if you had a helmet to go with it on display.
Cool.
Yep. It's coming up a little too yellow on my TV though. I wonder if that's like the background. It doesn't look as it's more mellow like on my computer screen.
Yeah.
So this is the one that was after Luke's helmet, and then this one feeding off of the Top Gun Frenzy, which I still have not seen. I plan on knocking out 2 movies this weekend, hopefully. Between this,
I'm waiting until it comes out.
I don't know if I can, because everyone I work with keeps giving me a bunch of shit for not seeing it because they want to talk about the planes and like all this like military stuff, and it's all above my head. So again, taking a guess on this, just on past work, that this is 10 by 10. Giclée, and if you're interested, it'll probably be up on the website soon. But I love the art style. The next one, I think it's the next one. Nope, it's the last one I think that I feature from her. I thought this was really cool. That kind of iconic scene from Iron Man. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 or if it was the first one, if I'm quite honest. But that like Randy's Donuts kind of.
Also, everybody from LA, Randy's Donuts is classic.
Right. Yeah. And then this one I loved. This. Oh, and of course it's not called Iron Man. That's a typo. This is Moon Knight. 16 by 20. I thought this was very cool. If I didn't already have a Moon Knight print, I'd probably jump at this. I just love the style. It kind of reminds me of one of my favorite MC Escher
oh yeah, it does.
engravings called The Rind, where it's a woman's face like unraveling. So yeah, I thought this was very, very cool. The colors just work really well together. I might have to restrain myself when these go on the website, if I do end up picking up any of them, because I think it would be this or Luke the helmet, but we'll see. I'm running out of wall space. So these so far, unless I'm majorly forgetting because my brain feels like jello because of this week, are the 2 SDCC exclusives that I'm aware of so far.
This is right here.
Yes.
This print that I'm looking at right now.
Well, it is Mondo for you. So
that my daughter could easily, without question, make herself.
Well, don't be that guy.
I'm sorry. It's true.
Subjective.
I don't care. This is ridiculous that someone's selling this shit. Like, my kid could make this. I mean, look, that's fine. If that's what you like, if that's your thing, that's fine. But what the hell is this? Like, this isn't, what is it?
Yeah. It feels a little phoned in for me, but also in the words like my favorite art history professor, just because your kid could have done this doesn't mean they did.
They didn't do it. You're right. I wish they would have.
So there's 2 versions of this print. This is the first one, 24 by 36. It is a screen print. It's an edition size of 150, and it's exclusive to the Mondo booth. Whatever's left over, I believe, will go on the website afterwards, unless I made that up. I don't remember.
I need to get my kid working.
I was
Boom!
not.
Just because your kid can do it doesn't mean it. I love it, Cece.
No, it's true, but the problem is that the real problem is I need to get my kid making posters, because
I've seen your
this
kids' artwork
person
though, and it is very good. So
if this
you're
person can make money from this, my daughter could make plenty of money from
Yeah.
the stuff she's done.
So
Like,
the
this
other
is-
version I like a little bit more. It is more abstract though, as far as like it still isn't how do I say it? Again, subjective, not everyone's taste, but I thought this one was far more interesting.
I mean, better.
Joyce
Yeah.
Pinziano right there.
Better. At least there's some effort put into this one. That's good.
Definitely different. Like you're not going to see another God knows, and that's what. So I am going to show. I think maybe right after this, another Batman print that I'm tempted by, and I'm like, I fucking can't do it because I think I have like 5 or 6 the Batman prints on order, or I've already gotten in hand, and I feel like I have to stop at some point because I don't even have that many Dark Knight prints, and I prefer the Dark Knight trilogy to this movie. But I did think this was a more interesting concept. It's not like you're going to turn around and see another artist do a similar print to this, which I can't say the same about a lot of the Batman prints I've seen, where I've seen some where
Yeah.
name dropping, they're really well-renowned artists, and I'm like, this looks like the same one that released a month ago, just different colorway, or like it's a little more.
Yeah, but
painted,
this is
little
at
more.
least some effort put into this, and it feels like okay. Like I can understand why someone might want to grab that. The other one is just stupid.
Right.
But anyway.
Honestly, if this was smaller, I'd probably get it or want to get it if it wasn't exclusive to the con.
Yeah, it's
This
pretty
is
good.
the one that I'm tempted by, and I'm like, why? Because I have a lot of them already.
Yeah.
And what I hate about Sideshow when they release shit like this or tease it is they don't mention dimensions. And for me, like size matters. And I'm just guessing that this is 18 by 24. And if you can see the cabinets behind me, where I have the Robert Pattinson cowl,
Oh, I really like that.
plan on putting an art print on top of it.
Yeah,
I
I think it's safe to say this one would be 18 by 24.
Yeah, it's got to be. But sometimes they do weird ass sizing because they want you to buy it framed already.
See, I mean, this kind of feels a little clip arty to me. Like it feels a little bit Photoshoppy. You know, I wonder what it would look like in person.
Yeah.
It probably
really
would
like
look
the
much better,
colors.
but yeah, no, the colors are cool. The colors are cool.
Because the one I have is like basically every other color that's seen in this, but that green coming from the bottom.
Yeah.
So I do think that I prefer it a little more than the one I had planned on putting up there. So I think that's where my tale of woe is. That I'm like, oh crap. Right. And also the one I plan on putting above my Dark Knight cabinet, which is you can see the statue behind me, is a Gabs, and it's very simple. So I feel like this would probably work a little better compared to the one I got, but should wait until that I find something a little more simplistic, so they're not like clashing or looking too different. But added cool. Problems.
I tell you what, Sideshow. If you buy this thing fully like framed and everything, Sideshow does a fantastic job.
The matting looks really good, but I fucking hate when they keep. Probably because it's signed, obviously. Oh, it's a lithograph, not a giclée. Whoops. I don't like that white. I really don't, because Acme does that shit.
It's a small white, though, on Sideshow. It's usually about a half inch, so it looks like it's standing out a little bit more. The thing that drives me nuts about Sideshow, from my perspective, that really bothers me, I don't like the quote-unquote authorized artist signature. So basically, it's a facsimile signature that just is being forged or written by a machine. That's
Jason,
that's real cheesy.
Do they do it on all of them, or do they just do it on some certain ones?
Most of them. The older ones that they released about 7-10 years ago, those are usually signed by the artist. As of late, now that they've added so many more prints and so much more frequently to their catalog, it's just one of those things where the artist will sign, and then from there it'll just get. I don't want to use the word forged, but it's basically facsimile signature. It's not printed on, and we've had this argument before, not on the print show, but on a group therapy, where it's like, well, I'm looking at my print right now, and it's not printed. no, it's not printed on like something you buy at Kohl's or TJ Maxx,
Mhm.
but the artist didn't sign it. It's just But this is a fantastic piece, and I think you're right. I mean, the white's a little bold, but it's got a great matting and frame job on it. Very simplistic and really attributes to the piece.
Thankfully, I think because for reasons that totally escape me, art prints on Sideshow tend to be a lot higher than. I mean, I could almost say the same for Acme, if I'm quite honest. But as someone who's used to Bottleneck and even Mondo, it seems like Sideshow prints, just the paper itself, if you're not getting a wrap gallery canvas or something that's already framed by them, I feel like the price of just the print itself is going to be exponentially higher than what I'm used to paying for just retail right out of the tube kind of stuff, as opposed to like aftermarket situations. So,
but CC, don't you feel like they also just hang around longer? That's probably
That's
why.
why.
It's been a big.
Yeah. So that's why I'm not worried about this one. Even though it is an edition size of 150, I think because they're higher, it's not going to sell as fast as what I'm used to with like the rapid fire, like bottleneck releases. So I know I have time to think about this. Also, they tend to tease stuff like this, and then it's eons before we actually see it up on the website.
Right.
In typical sideshow fashion. This is another one that they teased.
That's kind of cool.
This one I think was teased a while ago, but I thought I'd mention it anyway.
I like the color palette. That frame with the red around it looks sick. But yeah, I kind of agree with you, Cece. I think what's going on is they're leaving that white border at the bottom for the signature, right? Isn't that what they're doing?
Mm-hmm. And I've had signed prints where it's signed in like kind of the margin, essentially, that white area, and I've been like mad over it. Not that they're gonna it's not gonna damage the signature in any way. Sure. It's just, hey, I don't want it visible if it's gonna deter from the actual art itself.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't care about signatures that much, as I've discussed before, like signature plaques and everything. I'd rather it look nice on the wall than show off the fact that it's signed, especially if it's an AP, which I think it's like, I don't buy APs because most of them tend to be signed because they came right from the artist. I tend to buy APs because it sold out the first time and I wasn't able to get a regular one. Right. Not because they're, more special or anything. Okay, so this one, I don't have any cool art to show you, but I did think this was really interesting. So they're bringing back, two exciting things about this. One, they're going to do an in-person screening in New York City at the Roxy Cinema. And does it not say in this description? Son of a bitch. Okay, so what they're screening is a 35 millimeter version of the film, which is Batman.
Yeah.
Batman Returns. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so
Batman Returns.
Yeah, I guess they already did Batman in this format, probably pre-COVID, and now they're going to do Batman Returns. Also, this is the first time I've heard of, and they've made a point of saying this, that this is the first officially licensed Batman Returns print where they got the rights to all likenesses.
Oh, wow.
So I guess if you've ever wondered why maybe there's a print with just Michelle Pfeiffer and not, because I've seen, oh my gosh, Matt Ryan Tubin did a really great piece of art. I think it was for a vinyl soundtrack. It wasn't an art print, but it featured Michelle Pfeiffer and she was being held by like Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne, but you couldn't see his face. And I think that was a likeness issue. So I think that's pretty interesting. So the artist that's going to be doing this is Phantom City Creative, and they're going to be debuting the print for the screening. So you don't have to see the screening in order to buy the print, but it's a situation where they are going to sell the print in the theater from 6 to 7 on the day of, which is next Friday, the 15th, at the Roxy Hotel Theater. So if you're in New York, it's a first come, first served basis. If there's any remaining prints, they will sell them online at a later date. And I don't think they even said what this.
What day is this on, CC? I didn't mean to interrupt. What day is that?
Friday, July 15th. but they haven't. I don't think they've said how many it's limited to either. So I'm curious about that. And I tend to like Phantom City Creative's prints. Creative. Have I been seeing creative this whole time? And it's collective. Yes, I have. Phantom City Collective. They did the Batman print that I just got in the mail recently. They did a lot of Batman the Animated Series prints. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that people would recognize, but this is cool that they're doing this. I wasn't aware that they did this the first time with the original Batman. So if you're local to New York City, do check it out. If you're not local to New York City, see if you could find a poster buddy. That's not a sex thing. That's where someone buys the poster for you and mails it to you.
Poster buddy.
Yep, not tummy stick stuff, but
Cool.
certainly if they if or when they reveal the print, I'll be sure to feature it on the next print show, assuming it'll be the next one. Why are you full screen? And if for anyone who's curious, I can't actually see their faces unless I look up at my TV, and I'm looking at my TV and I see my face. What the fuck? Anyway,
the poster buddy's fantastic.
in other news, I love this. This is by Matt Ferguson. Shocker.
That's cool.
So this is like upcoming releases? Question
Man,
mark.
you just can't go wrong, huh?
He's killing it lately.
He is killing it.
Also, I found out I can't say much, but there's going to be Matt Ferguson news next week, but I'm 98% sure it's not Star Wars print news.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it's the Batman print that he teased that he was working on. Not sure, but
CC, at this point, are you just going to get everything he makes?
No. Well, this one. So this is the one I was talking about where he's doing 10 of them.
This
that
is the giveaway. Yeah, this one's
framed
gorgeous.
and given away. There's no evidence that he's going to actually produce this or that
They're going to make this. Come on.
But like I said, with WandaVision, they said the same thing. And the only difference is that credit block at the bottom that says you can see like in cinemas July and everything else.
Right.
We've got rid of that and then just printed it. Because like the legalities of credits and stuff. He also did, oh shit, I probably should have showed those too. He did some mini posters that were exclusive to Regal, but they weren't these. It was a different kind of image because he tends to do like he'll do a poster, but then he'll also be asked to do the like DVD art. He's done all the like steelbook art for the UK editions of all the Marvel DVDs. So yeah, he did the mini posters for Regal. I'm sure he'll do something like that with Ogden, because he tends to do that. It'll be like a little tiny mini poster that if you go like opening day, like tonight or whatever. Chris, how big is the run for the Batman print? If you're referring to the Batman Returns that I was just talking about, that's exclusive to the screening in New York City, they haven't actually said what the edition size is that I've seen. But
they're planning on putting up more online that aren't sold, so I would imagine it's a pretty decent size run, right? I mean,
or they're going off the assumption that not everyone's going to buy it in person. But I've like Jason Edmondson, he does that for Comic-Cons where he'll release them. He just did Monster Palooza, and then any ones that he didn't sell at the convention, he put on his website. But sometimes they all sell at the convention, and therefore none of them get put on the website. So it's kind of
it's so hit or miss, right? Yeah, because sometimes it's based on the image. Sometimes like they all sell out. Sometimes like there's so many available left over. It's really weird.
Mm-hmm. Has anyone seen Love and Thunder yet?
No, I've heard mixed reviews on it. I think some people don't like the whole like funny and lightheartedness of the Thor, like Taika Waititi situation. Like I love Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So, but that's also because I'm not like some hardcore Thor person, right? Like I can just watch Thor and have a good time. I can understand why people, get a little bit, butthurt over the fact that it's not, the way they want it to be. I get it, but
I can't.
um,
It's just entertainment in a movie.
it's really fun. But I mean, think about some things that happen in the Star Wars stuff where we're like, really, like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
why are you messing with this and that? And you can understand why someone that's really hardcore, you know,
I guess.
Marvel
I
Thor
guess it
person,
makes sense. Yeah.
So, um, but let's be honest. I mean, there was the Thor movie, which was good, and then they had the second Thor movie, which was
The
like
dark something. That
kind
one
of
was
dog
like,
shit, right? I thought Ragnarok was fantastic, and so I'm looking forward to this.
I do tend to catch myself when I complain about people being like, you know, I'm a huge fan of this character and I can't believe they had this character do this or they wrote him this way or her that way or blah, blah, blah. And I'm always like, what's your deal? But I'm also a Batman fan.
Exactly.
And in my opinion, they fucked up Batman a few times. So
Yeah.
I kind of have to check myself because I get pretty lucky in that when it comes to Star Wars,
Well,
they haven't really like devastated my
exactly. And
character yet.
Cece, like you're saying, like I can watch with my girls. Even I can watch Batman Forever and enjoy my time. Like it's
Yeah.
it's I don't. It doesn't bother me. Like Batman and Robin, I can watch, and it's like, yeah, they got nipples. Like who gives a shit?
They are
Like,
distracting those nipples. Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah, but I can watch that shit and just know that that's part of the Batman like story. Like that's part of like the whole like thing with Batman. So it doesn't really bother me that much. And so I'm not like really hardcore, connected to this stuff. So I can watch this stuff and just enjoy it. But I totally get why some people might not have a good time with this. So if that's you, then that sucks. I feel, bad for you, but
Well, and I think it's funny like this. It's kind of like those movies that you thought were shit when you saw them, but then you watch the trailer and you're like, damn, that trailer was hype. I feel like it's this way with movie posters where it's like, this might be an excellent poster or art print or what have you. But then I watch the movie and I might be like, oh,
yeah,
but I might still want the art because the art is great. Even if
yeah.
I think that speaking like a true addict, even if you don't are obsessed with the source material, but you love the art enough, you'd be willing to kind of overlook that for it.
Yeah, but this is great. Like this print right here is fantastic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really at this point he's just knocking them out of the park left and right.
When you can tell what a movie's about just by looking at the poster, that's when it's done well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, see what I like about what he does is he doesn't like. I never feel like he's like just straight up like putting in Photoshop shit.
Yeah,
like taking pictures from the movie and putting them in. Like it's actually like illustrated from the movie, right? Like, but they look exactly like they should, and he uses all those like a ton of line work and a lot of like, a lot of stuff from each side that kind of like is parallel, looks very like symmetrical and stuff. It's just great.
The colors are great. Yeah.
Just the composition. Like I forget what I was doing, but I ended up seeing his Empire Strikes Back. I think it was like on my phone while I was flipping through stuff, and I still have to pause and look at it because it's just, I think he just tends to nail that. And also, I tend to go for prints that are not very busy. There's a lot going on in this print, but it still seems to work really well, even though it's like there's just enough going on to be interesting, but not so much to be overwhelming, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
And then next, I'm forgetting what's up next, actually. Oh, just a shipping update. So not only did the Arrakis and the regular edition ship, but also that other variant, the spice variant, the gold one, has also shipped. So I got my shipping notification on this as well. I know people are looking forward to this, so I thought I'd post this because it seems like the lead times, we haven't seen a lot of crazy lead times like we did with Rogue One by Matt Ferguson, but they're trying their best I've heard for a while a few printers were really backed up on stuff. But yeah, I've got my shipping and notification, everything on this one.
Okay, I don't know if I've seen that, but that's cool that they're coming.
Yeah, and I got the regular, and I think you did too.
Yes.
Okay. So this is fan art, but I thought I'd mention it. So the artist name. Yep. So this is
from the Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Yeah. The artist is C.A. Martin or Courtney. I forget her middle name, but Courtney Martin. And she just did this as fan art. So I don't think it's gonna be printed or produced, which is a shame because I'd actually go for it. But I just wanted to show this off because I feel like we haven't seen a lot of Kenobi art other than the one I posted by Dolly. You know, the one Matt you thought looked like a vagina.
Yeah.
He was walking through with sand.
It doesn't look like a vagina. It is a vagina. It's a sand vagina.
I don't know which Rancor ears you've been looking at, but I'm
just telling you, it is a sand vagina.
Okay.
It's not my fault.
But this I thought was beautiful, and if I see anything, again, it would be unlicensed. But if I see anything about this getting produced, I'll be sure to update the group because I would jump on it in a heartbeat. And that might be all I have. Yep, that is all I have. So not a long one, unless of course I forgot any major news.
No, that's cool. It's a couple cool things in there, like the Stranger Things prints are really cool. I thought that was neat. And then some of that, the Thor print and some of the other stuff is really neat. So that's cool. Hopefully we see some more SDCC stuff that's interesting to people other than, the paint by numbers bullshit that was just shown. But like, hopefully we see some actually cool stuff that they put out. So I'm sure Bottleneck will have a bunch of stuff they put out, but they're not going to show it just yet, I imagine.
I'm not sure, and I'm getting a little worried because I keep seeing stuff about how they're making a lot of changes to San Diego Comic-Con this year, where Dark Horse isn't going to have a booth. Who else isn't going to have a booth? Shit. There's a few like major companies that I would assume would be there that are not going to be there. And I don't know if it's a space situation, a funding situation, but I'm certainly keeping an eye out because there's something in my gut that just tells me we're not going to see the kind of stuff we saw for NYCC when it was a virtual con, where they didn't go to the actual Comic-Con because COVID numbers were so bad, and so therefore they dropped I think it was 14 prints in a week and a half.
Right.
And my wallet was not happy that week. Because I think I bought 6 or 7 prints during that release. I don't think we're going to see that. Oh, shit. We did. Okay, there are 2. Let me see if I can pull it up. I did forget about something. I might send you the link, Matt.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, we can also save stuff for next time if you'd like, CC.
Well, I mean, it's just in the off chance that Sean is still watching. Where the fuck is the link? Where is it? Come on. There were
for
2
SDCC stuff. Or?
I know you're just gonna stare at me while I'm doing this. I think there's only 2.
I'm still looking through the Netflix shop.
Oh, and one was Star Wars. That's what I fucking forgot. I was like, there's something that I think people would like, and I'm forgetting about it, and I did. I'll put it in the private chat. If you don't mind pulling it up because I've got too much shit on my computer.
Okay.
So these, so it's through Dark Ink, and it's just like with Star Wars Celebration, where if you're not going in person to San Diego Comic-Con, you're going to have to get a poster buddy, and you could buy them online, but you still need them up
a poster buddy
for you.
Everybody needs a poster buddy.
So this is
okay. Yeah, it's not bad.
But people tend to, definitely his the series that you have, Matt, and I have one of them. So this is Devin Leffler, I think is how I say it. And he did the ones where it's like the pearlescent paper and like kind of like the heads. Yeah. And then I didn't care about this one at all. But I thought people would appreciate them all.
Yeah.
In this world of not a lot of Star Wars or print news right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm assuming it's just Maul because it's well, no, that doesn't make any sense at all. I do question why it's a Maul print this year. Like, of all the prints he could do, why not exploit the fact that it's like the anniversary of Attack of the Clones or something like that?
Nice
yeah, I hear you. I just kind of feel like we'll see more stuff closer to SDCC. I hear you that you're a little bit concerned about that, but I still think that there's time for them to release stuff. So, like Acme and some of these other ones, I don't know. I just feel like we'll see more.
Actually, let me.
Even from Mondo. Mondo usually has a bunch more. They usually have a ton of stuff they release.
But I do think it's interesting. So, like, the only two that they've announced so far are those Batman ones. The ones that you love so much for their skill and ingenuity. And they recently. So, in case anyone's not on the pulse with stuff, this was actually. I feel it's like very old news, but they were bought out by Funko.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the first SDCC that they're owned by Funko, which might change things up a little bit.
Keep in mind though, Funko is a collectible company. So
yes,
if anybody knows how to run a collectible company and knows how to sell like crack to people that want crack, like it's Funko. So I don't think Funko is going to change the way Mondo like operates in the sense of they're still going to be selling out posters all the time. So the last times I've been to San Diego Comic-Con, which is obvious because of COVID a while ago, Mondo just had all kinds of prints available. And so, I can imagine, I would think that they're just going to slowly keep showing you more and more that's coming out and getting you more and more excited, right? Closer to the con. And I think even very close to the con, they'll come out with like some of their really exciting stuff because the line wraps around the freaking building. I mean, it just goes down the aisle, way down the aisle when people want Mondo prints. Like they stand in line forever. So I think they're going to have a lot more. Will they be sold online? I don't know about that. They might only have a few online.
If because of the transition with Funko, maybe they're not going to have as many as they normally would have.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
I just don't see how that makes any difference to their business. Like they're still doing the same thing. So like how does getting bought, unless everyone stops doing what they're doing, I just don't see why that would matter. Jason, do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, I feel like they would just continue doing what they're doing.
Regards to what?
So like, because Funko bought out Mondo, do you think Mondo's going to have less at San Diego Comic-Con because of that? I can't see why they would.
I think basically Mondo started out as such a small company, right? And they basically became a conglomerate unexpectedly. It was without any intention. And I think it was just probably one of those things where it was a smart business venture as a business that didn't have the intent to get to where it got to. And then Funko being what they are, it was just, I think everything's going to be left untouched and move forward as is. Most of the employees most of the employees still work within Mondo. The everyday, the day-to-day ongoings of how they operate are probably going to still go in the same route because think about it. Funko is a collectibles company, but Funko operates in and of itself completely different than the way Mondo operates.
Right.
They deal with different, IPs, properties, networking, relationships. So I don't really see it changing much. I mean, Funko may try to sort of cross promote the two a little bit. I don't know if that will fare very well. It might hurt the Mondo business, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see what happens, right?
Be interesting.
Craig, Caffeinated Comic Con says Comic Fan says they're busy trying to make princess bobbleheads.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh
We'll
my
give them
gosh.
ideas. Next, the prints are going to be the backdrops that you get when you buy the photos. It'll be
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a card in the back.
They'll just fold up prints, and you'll get a print with your Funko, and you have to unfold it. And
There'll be chase prints and
yeah, exactly. Oh gosh.
But
Anyway.
thanks everyone who joined. I know it wasn't a lot of news, but I'm just trying to get back on track with this because it is a lot of fun to kind of like get everything together. Even if it is just like updates on stuff that we're waiting on, because I'm really excited about, I guess it's this summer, so soon I should be getting the Daniel Danger Shadow Box. They're still making them, but I'll
believe they don't have it.
everyone when they start shipping out, because I know that was the more popular of them. At least I think they sold 400 of them. So there's at least 400 people who are really eager to see that in person.
Yeah, and some things coming up. I think tomorrow.
Yes.
I think tomorrow we have an Memphis Nest NYC statue
reveal.
Kind of I guess it's a reveal. I mean, you've seen some things, but we're kind of showing more.
We're gonna do the full reveal.
Yeah, the full reveal of that, which would be really fun. And so that's like right around. I mean, that pre-order is right around the corner there. So that'll be fun tomorrow night. And then I think CC, and I was going to talk to you and Jason about this. I think someone mentioned in the group that we should do the light magic.
I was actually just saying that to him, that would be a good watch along.
Yeah, for Shelter in Space.
At least
do we know how many episodes there are? 6? Okay.
I don't know if we'd want to do that like live, like it's just come out, let's watch it live, or if we want to like
a follow up, like right after it airs, like that next day. Yeah, we can discuss it.
Yeah, we can either discuss it or watch it and then discuss it, whatever we want to do. But that would be a fun. Yeah, that'd be a fun one to do, because I think there's that, and then probably shortly after that, there's Andor that's coming out
in August.
Yeah,
right?
End of August.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be some fun stuff coming up, but yeah, guys. Either way, look out for us tomorrow night for that reveal.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have you not seen any pictures of it, CC?
I've seen the ones that you guys showed where like with the fur, the black background, but I'm really excited to see the whole thing, especially the base. I think looks really
the boots
cool
with the fur.
The boots with the fur. The renders with the base and like is it Arabesh? Yeah, the Arabesh saying around the edge.
It
came off fantastic. It really did.
It really is
phenomenal.
Beautiful. I was worried about it for a little bit just because, it's taken a long time, and also just, you see things come in and you're just like, I don't know I don't know. There's just little things. There's all these little tiny things with this statue that have to be right. And Michael's done a great job of listening to other people, listening to us, just himself talking to the people. Like, he's done a great job. So it's absolutely beautiful. Even if you're not getting it, it's worth checking it out, guys, and seeing what it's going to look like. So it should be fun. So so that'll be tomorrow night. But otherwise, CC, when we'll do another one of these?
So not next week, because next week will be group therapy, presumably on Friday. So it'll be the week after that, and preferably on Tuesday, unless anything else comes up. Because lately it's been just like I said, putting in way too many hours. I've been pretty not. If you've messaged me and I haven't got back to you, I'm sorry. I've just been really tuned out of social media stuff because of work stuff. But I'm hoping to get back on track with it.
Yeah, it's been crazy. July is just a crazy month for me too. All right, cool. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yep. Have a good one. Bye.